I guess we just finished week one. Now we're on to week two. I'm hoping that all of you um, committed your work up to GitHub. Uh, if you didn't, please check out the video I just posted uh, at the top of our Moodle. There's a link they can check out, which tells you how to send it up to GitHub, set all that stuff up, and then uh, I just need a link for your work from week one. But I want to go over week two right now as well, week two assignment. We'll be looking at CSS selectors, CSS properties, and CSS units of measurement and values, which are basically the same sort of things. In the end, I want you to create an HTML document with a connected CSS sheet. That's really all you're going to be passing in. But you're going to be, again, setting it up to GitHub and then giving me the link to the repo. Okay. Represented in those CSS HTML sheets, I would like to see 5 name selectors. Now, name selectors are, if you look over here, um, name selectors are things like div or body or h1. Um, a section, that's a name selector. Okay. So I'd like to see at least 5 of those in your code. I'd like to see 5 different classes, and classes you just make within each div. So you would just write, if you want a certain class, you say div, and then inside the tag right there, the blue tag, you write class equals hello. And the way this shows up, and you'll see this in the video, but the way this shows up in the CSS, for a class, you'd have to have a period and then the word hello and then brackets. So then you'd, for that whole class, you would have your all the properties and then the values right here. So these are the selectors, these are the properties, and these are the values. Okay. You could do it with class, but but I also want you to do. I think I said 5 IDs as well. Yeah, five IDs as well. So one example of an ID, if you look in my code right here, inside the section tag, there's ID equals and then there. And how does that show up in CSS? Well, if it's an ID, it's a hashtag and then there. Okay, so it's the same sort of situation. In terms of what I've made, I mean, this is just a simple, like I only have body div, class hello, and ID there, but I just made something simple. It doesn't have to be beautiful or pretty, but I do want you trying different things. I want you trying all sorts of things. I want you to at least try 25 of these things here. Okay, so right now I got margin left, margin right, width, height, background color. That'd be 5. You need to have a total of 25 of those. Okay, I would like you to try some of these things more than once and try different values. Okay, some of you may be able to, like when you are creating these things, you might be able to do something where you can find the selectors. Sometimes there's a way to do that with one of your buttons. I'm not sure, but if you do some digging, you can definitely find out what the possible options are for each property that you write down. Okay, I wrote a colon. You got to write a semicolon. So again, I'll show you the directions again. I want at least 5 name selectors, 5 different classes, and 5 IDs in your CSS. Okay, and then a total of 25 different properties used. Again, use different values. Try one thing, try something else, see how it comes out. You do not. I gave you some videos for you to take a look at. They start right here. For CSS selectors, it's this one right here. For CSS properties, it's this right here, and then CSS units of measurement right here. I also gave you lorem ipsum IO, which is pretty cool for if you just want to select. Like this is all dummy text. You know, if you just sort of want to style text and you want to see what see how you just need the text, you can just grab it from lorem ipsum, which is again, this link right there. There's all that you can also grab images as well from there if you need them, if you want to style images. And then the other thing that I put in here was um, this is from W3 schools. You can construct your HTML page before styling it. So for this one, I'd like to show you this. I mean, if you're wondering sort of which, uh, like in this, I chose to use divs. I chose to use divs. I chose to use a body and then a section. If you're wondering how you might structure your HTML, this first link that I left, there's a number of things that you can use. You know, if you wanted to quickly create a table, you could here. If you wanted to quickly create a list, you could right here. You just click on these and just grab them. Okay, and then you'd be able to style the ULs or the LIs. Okay, so this is a really a cool link in terms of like really being able to quickly style or get an HTML page that's full of you know, different things that you can uh, sort of make, you know, because you got to style things differently. Different HTML elements might be styled differently. Like for example, if you have an image, there are different properties or uh, things that will impact the image. Whereas if you have text, there's different properties that apply to the text. So you may want to try different things out with regard to, you know, what does your HTML page consist of? Okay, because there's so many different properties, and not all of them concern you know, text or images. Some concern positioning. Some concern uh, you know, opacity or something like that. You know, there's all sorts of things to look into. So this is just a chance for you to sort of get comfortable with, you know, the syntax, the overall syntax, and all the different properties that there are. You know, I encourage you to, you know, try different things and you know, be creative. That's it for week 2. When you're done, again, send it up to GitHub, and then you got to send me a link. Okay.